Plead the fifth. Okay, this one, someone also told me in the comments. Let's see if I can remember. This is a difficult one at first. When you hear this one first, is a really complex one, I feel like. But this is basically when you are in big trouble, you ask to plead the fifth. This has probably something to do with the Constitution, right? But basically, is you should not talk, or you have right to have not self-defense, but someone defending you. Am I saying some BS? I believe it's that. Today, I will be reacting to 7 phrases I only heard after moving to America. Okay, this should be a fascinating one. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. I love Lawrence. Give him some love. That said, let's play it.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond.
I know.
One of those memos pertains to sayings and phrases. And stay tuned because you can win a $10 gift card with today's sponsor, Upside.
Wow.
Over the last 157 years since I started this channel, I've talked about how Britain and America differ on some of the words that they use. But sometimes it's not just a singular word, but a collection of them. And today, I'm going to look at some American phrases that I only heard after moving to the United States.
I'm
One
curious.
such phrase is, I appreciate you, which my technical team says I should direct at my subscribers. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, do that now!
I already did, my friend.
In the meantime, here are 7 common phrases that I only heard after moving to America.
The classic Monday morning quarterback. This one, my friends, is someone that loves to think about life in Monday. I'm almost sure of this. Am I correct? No, I was joking. This you guys told me the other day, but I actually thought that was the definition, by the way. You guys told me this is someone that knows what to do after the thing is done, basically. Like, yeah, no chance. Of course you know it. I mean, and I was thinking about this. Basically, quarterback in football is someone that thinks a lot about the game, that have to do the correct play. But it's very easy to do the correct play when you already know, the final result or something, right? So this is a beautiful expression. I really like it.
One thing that you quickly learn after listening to Americans for 5 minutes is that they have about 100 words and sayings that were derived from sport.
Huh?
And one such phrase is Monday morning quarterback. And I must have heard that phrase about 100 times before I bothered to look it up in researching this video. Because when I first heard it, I couldn't really fathom what it meant. Like, in my head, I think I assumed that it described an NFL player that was late to training, or early. I don't know the usual training
That was a decent guess.
schedule of your average footballer, but Monday morning suggests they were late because the sports people tend to sport most on the weekend. So if you're a Monday morning quarterback, you miss the match and you turn up to training late. It's got nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah.
This is just something that my own brain came up with. Instead, its definition is one that I don't think Britain really has an equivalent of, because a Monday morning quarterback is a person who passes judgment on and criticizes something after the event. In other words, with the
Let's be real. We all hate that type of people. Can we agree? No, hate is I don't hate anyone, to be honest, but it's annoying. You know, that type of personality is quite annoying. Yeah, thank you for saying that now.
benefit of hindsight. I mean, in a sporting context, we have something similar, which is an armchair pundit, but I don't think that quite means the same thing, because an armchair pundit is somebody who might offer their critique of an event in real time as it's happening. Ooh, call yourself a professional tennis player, Novak Djokovic. I could do better than that, you prat. To be clear, Novak, that's not my opinion. That's just me mimicking somebody who is an armchair pundit.
Shoot the breeze. Oh no, I feel like, there was another video where this expression came up, but I forget. Damn it. Shoot the breeze. Take a chance. I should know this one.
Believe it or not, before I became a YouTube sensation, there was a time when I used to talk to people. And a colleague once asked me if I wanted to shoot the breeze over coffee. Now, I'm from Britain, where 50% of all phrases are related to toilet humour. And forgive me, but as soon as I heard the word breeze, I immediately thought of wind. And when I think of wind, I immediately think of, you know what I think of. So of course I said yes, because deep down I am 5 years old. So I was very disappointed to discover once we got to the coffee house that shoot the breeze just means to chat idly. Mind you, in situations
Oh, it's just a conversation. Oh, I like it actually.
like that, it's not much different from breaking wind, because I do end up talking out of my arse.
No idea.
I'll be honest.
But I feel like I heard that one already.
This one doesn't come up very often, but the first time that it did, I had to do a little bit of a double take. Put your John Hancock here, said a man holding out an important-looking form. You're John Hancock? That sounds like a euphemism to me, friend. And I will not be putting it on this or any piece of paper. But sir, your visa depends on it. And so, as I reluctantly pull down my trousers, he hands me a pen. Your John Hancock is your signature, sir. Ah, right, happy to sign it. Do you still want... Never mind. And while I
Totally. Okay. Hancock, right, was a famous person because of his signature.
Definitely embellished parts of that story to move the plot along. It does raise one important question. Who on earth is John Hancock? Well, apart from being the person after whom this Chicago skyscraper was named, John Hancock was a founding father of the United States.
Oh, wow.
Only was he the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence, but his was by far the largest signature on the document.
Oh, wow. This is so interesting. Look at the signature. It's beautiful. My signature is one of the ugliest things on planet Earth. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like it.
A popular legend has it that Hancock did this deliberately so as to make his signature clearly visible to Britain's King George III. However, evidence points to this story having been invented many years later, perhaps by Monday morning quarterbacks of the day. Either way, with hindsight of my own, it does make me wonder if that immigration officer only used the term upon hearing my accent. Regardless, it still highlights how the legacy of America's founding still impacts US English today, with the phrase John Hancock a direct link to the country's independence from the British. One item that bears my John Hancock is my debit card. And as a YouTube sensation who regularly hits the road, I'm always looking for ways to save on gas. During our recent trip to view the eclipse, I used the Upside app, which helped me discover cashback offers in the local area for not just gas, but restaurants and groceries.
Okay.
After pulling into a British Petroleum that's...
By the way, I don't skip the ad on Lawrence videos since I'm reacting to his stuff.
BP in Walcott, Indiana. I opened up the app and what do you know? I could get 34 cents a gallon back once I hit claim. This amounted to a total of $3.57 in cash back. And over time, it all adds up. Frequent Upside users earn roughly $340 in cash back a year, which is quite a lot when you consider...
Do you guys want to know a culture shock related with this ad? This cashback stuff is getting more popular here, but is something that I believe is quite more popular in America, because if you have a credit card, it also gives you some cash back, right? Here it's very rare that people tend to use this.
That the app is completely free. Upside is available at over 100,000 locations in all 50 states, including at other eligible gas stations like Shell, Chevron, and ExxonMobil. Basically, Upside makes money from brands by sending customers their way and then shares some of that money with you. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code, find an offer near you, and fill up your gas tank using the Upside app to receive your $10 gift card. Even after my brain was sent into a trance by the endless stream of soy fields, I was still able to navigate the Upside app with ease. Install Upside today to take advantage of this limited time offer. The link is in my description below.
By Felicia. Now, this is easy. You have a daughter or a wife that is Felicia and you are saying bye.
And signing those forms ultimately meant that I was able to legally work in the United States. It was while working...
By the way, by Felicia is the first time I'm heard. No chance I know that one.
in a call centre in 2015 that I remember hearing this entry for the first time. I vividly remember sitting opposite somebody who used to sign off all of his calls by saying, "Bye, Felicia." And for the longest time, I didn't know why he was doing that or why every one of his customers was called Felicia. But I do know this, he didn't seem especially pleased. And then as time went on, I kept hearing other people use it. "Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia." Except it was never as polite as that. And with good reason, because it turns out this is a phrase that one says when one is done with a conversation, meaning that's it, it's over, conversation done.
But why
and
Felicia?
For fans of trivia, the phrase seems to have originated in the 1995 film Friday, starring Ice Cube.
Bye, Felicia.
And as Mr. Cube...
Wait, is that true, my friends? But what if your name is... Oh my god, Ice Cube made the expression famous in America? Respect.
himself
Bye,
put
Felicia.
it, "Bye, Felicia" is the phrase to get anyone out of your face.
Okay.
You hear that, Max? Say that to your wife next time you see her. His wife is called Felicia. Ever so occasionally,
What? What?
His wife is called Felicia.
Sure. Oh, for some reason I was reading S all get out. Okay, but it's not S. As all get out. Well, as we are leaving. We have to go. We have to go. This is what means.
Ever so occasionally, I receive comments in the comment section from commenters saying things like this: "Lawrence, your channel is hilarious." I don't know, I'm doing jazz hands. "And I am as funny as all get out." It doesn't, I don't know what it...
Yeah, this phrase makes zero sense to me. You are as funny as all get out. As all get out.
means, other than I am funny to the highest conceivable degree, which a lot of people will debate, including my mum. But that's what it means. When you are something as all get out, you are really beloved for that thing, unless that thing is stealing, because most people frown upon that. Even if you're really good at it.
What do you steal?
Not me. I've never stolen anything in my life, except some chewing gum when I was 6.
Table an item. What? Oh my god, this is so difficult.
Over the years, many people who follow this channel have brought to my attention a phrase that has the opposite meaning on either side of the pond. To table an item. Now, this might not be one that rolls off the tongue of most people, but it is a phrase that's used quite commonly in political circles. In Britain, if a group of politicians table a piece of legislation, that means that piece of legislation is on the table for them to discuss. In America, it's the exact opposite. When they table that legislation here, it means that they discard it. Forget about it. Stop talking about it. In other words, suspend one's consideration of that thing. So when I, a British-born American, say, "Hey Max, why don't we table my research on 17-year cicadas?" he thinks that I don't want to make that video, when of course I do. That video will be coming soon, so stay tuned.
Plead the fifth. Okay, this one, someone also told me in the comments. Let's see if I can remember. This is a difficult one at first. When you hear this one first, is a really complex one, I feel like. But this is basically when you are in big trouble, you ask to plead the fifth. This has probably something to do with the Constitution, right? But basically, is you should not talk, or you have right to have not self-defense, but someone defending you. Am I saying some BS? I believe it's that.
And finally, plead the fifth. And I suspect that some of my American viewers might be watching this going, "Uh-oh, Lawrence, did you get in trouble with the law?" And the answer is, no, definitely not. And anyway, that was 12 years ago. But I've encountered the phrase plead the fifth every now and again in, say, newspapers or just overhearing it in conversation at the bus stop. You do hear some crazy things, but I think due to the way people were using it, I understood it to be a legal term, but I just didn't know what the fifth was. What is this fifth that everyone keeps talking about? You know, was it the fifth day or Fifth Avenue or Five Guys. I was just trying to get my head around America and the way it uses numbers. And it turns out that just like a lot of words and phrases in American English, this one pertains to the US Constitution. The Fifth Amendment. And the Fifth Amendment guarantees the right to a grand jury, forbids double jeopardy, and protects against self-incrimination. And as
Okay, I was more or less on that, right? Not exactly what I said, but is when you are in trouble, plead the fifth, you know? Is basically, someone even told me in the comments, André, if you feel like, okay, I'm done, plead the fifth.
As far as I understand it, it's largely that last part that people are referencing when they say plead the fifth. In other words, to plead the fifth means to refuse to answer a question because the response could provide self-incriminating evidence of an illegal act. So really, it's the exact opposite of what I did earlier when I said this. I've never stolen anything in my life except some chewing gum when I was 6. So it seems that my only way to get out of this is to pretend that I was joking because after all, I am funny as all get out. If I've learned anything from this video and from living in both Britain and America extensively, it is that both countries have lots of sayings. And since moving to America, I've even picked some up. The other day, I caught myself using the phrase such and such is a dime a dozen. In other words, there are so many of this thing that it is irrelevant. That said, my videos, though there are quite a lot of them, are very relevant. They are. Especially this one, which is called 4 Ways American English is Pretty Weird.
I may have to check that.
You are going to watch that video now. And remember, click the link in my
Not now, but
description to try the Upside app today. Until the next video, goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much for watching, my friends. I mean, Lawrence always does great stuff. This was quite funny. A couple of, phrases there I was already aware, like the Monday morning quarterback, the Plead, the fifth, but others completely, new to me. So this was really, really informative. Well, leave a like if you end up having fun watching this with me. Do not forget to, leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. See you guys in the next one. Bye.